It's another weekend and another Premier League game week to look forward to. Round 25 is just around the corner with a lot of exciting ties lying in wait. Getting straight into the action, Vitor, what are your best straight win selections for the weekend?
I've got Brighton over Crystal Palace at 207. Okay, fine. Brighton have not really been as convincing as they were expected to be this season, but at home against a team that's running on fumes, I'm backing them for a win. They actually had a very good string of results at home until this patch of draws that they have hit recently, 4 in the last 5 at the Amex. Still, Palace should be there for the taking. I've also got Chelsea over Wolves, 175 this one. I think before losing to Arsenal this week in the League Cup, Chelsea had 5 wins in a row in all competitions and against some teams much stronger than Wolves. Also, in their last 10 home games, Wolves have lost 7 times. They only beat West Ham and Shrewsbury and somehow got a draw against Newcastle, which says more about Newcastle than about Wolves. And I'm also backing Arsenal to beat Sunderland 125. It's a bit of a safety net. I think that 2-2 draw between them in November was quite awesome, but I don't think we'll see Sunderland get a result in this one. They are still without Granit Xhaka, and that's a big loss. I don't expect a walkover win for Arsenal because they don't do that much, but a win nevertheless.
Yeah, fair enough. And I've also got Chelsea to beat Wolves at 1.75. I feel like it's a bit overpriced, but obviously because Chelsea are playing away from home and maybe there's the case of some little fatigue or whatnot. But regardless, I still think Chelsea should be able to beat Wolves easily, in my opinion. I'm staying away from Arsenal with Sunderland because I think they underpriced this one. Not because I don't think Arsenal will win, but I feel like it should be somewhere around 1.50 or thereabouts. So there's no real value for me in this one. So I'm going to the relegation clash, Burnley v West Ham. It seems like a very difficult one to predict, but I think West Ham have more fight and more quality in them. If I'm to pick someone who is going to win that clash, I'm going for West Ham, and at 2.11 odd, it makes sense to me to back West Ham. And I'm also going for Newcastle v Brentford. I mean, after losing to City in midweek, they'll be fired up to make a statement, and they have a decent record at home, at least in the Premier League. And I think they should be able to beat Brentford. Just think so. Anyways, moving on, Victor, your best goal market selection.
I've got Man United v Spurs 2.5 plus at 147. For the last 5 games, United have 4, Spurs have 3 with 3 or more goals. But beyond stats, it's the chaotic nature of both sides that makes me back this line, the eye test, if you will. They're both decent going forward. Heads are dropping in defense when you least expect it. It should be a great game for the neutrals, this. I'm also going with over 2.5 for Newcastle v Brentford at 177. They've come face to face 5 times since the start of 2024, and all of those games ended with 3 or more goals. Brentford tend to be a bit more conservative when they're playing away, but I can see a BTTS in this one and the winner. And I'm also going with an under, 3.5 minus for Liverpool v City at 153. Yes, both have their shooting boots on at the moment, but usually are quite restrained when they face each other. None of the last 5 games brought us more than 3 goals.
Pretty interesting. For me, I'm going with the over market. Bournemouth with Villa seems like a game where both sides have something to play for. Bournemouth still have the realistic chance of Europe, if you will call it, and Villa are still chasing for the title. So I think we should expect lots of goals in that one. Yeah, so at least 3 goals for that one. Then I'm also backing Wolves with Chelsea for obvious reasons. Chelsea will come out guns blazing, looking to make a statement after that defeat to Arsenal in midweek. So I expect them to pour their firepower against Wolves. Then I'm also expecting, this is more of a bold one, but Leeds v Nottingham Forest for some reason. I feel like there will also be a lot of fights in that game. Both sides have the opportunity to get one over the other, and I see them putting in all their efforts in that game. So at least 3 goals as well. Anyways, moving on, Victor, best player to score selection.
Leeds versus Forest, since you were mentioning it, I'm backing DCL at 263 to score. Calvert-Lewin has blanked in the last 3 games, and that's why his odds are a bit long. But I think this game is the perfect storm. Leeds are at home, where they are reasonably strong. and they're coming up against a relegation rival and have a chance to pull clear of the whole situation. Their top scorer coming up trumps. I'm backing that. Also, perhaps more of a gut feeling than the previous one, but we saw at 270 for Newcastle against Brentford. How many times have we seen this happen? A big transfer, especially if there's a bit of drama behind it. Then the buying club plays against the selling one and the player scores. It's all written up perfectly. And I'm also going with Ekitika at 240 for Liverpool against City. He's in too good of a form at the moment to leave off your slip right now. Might end up showing way what he's missed out on.
Interesting. Also, for the first time, I'm going to leave Ireland out of my pick because I actually just realized they had scored is it once or twice in the last 7 game weeks, which is actually shocking to me because it did not seem that way. But I'm starting with Salah. Actually, Salah loves to play against Manchester City, right? In fact, one of his best teams. Actually, I realized in the Big Six is Manchester City. When you look at his goal and assist record too, I'm backing him to be fired up for this one, especially at Anfield. I'm backing him to be fired up for this one. I've also got Joao Pedro against Wolves. Pedro seems to have been on a decent run of form at the moment. Whether or not it's going to start is remains to be seen, but I think he should be starting against Wolves, and I think he should be scoring as well. For Arsenal, I've got Kai Havertz, and this one is more of a logical hunch than anything else. Seeing how Kai Havertz has been playing recently and seeing the injury to Mikel Merino, obviously Kai Havertz is going to be the next name off the bench, even if he doesn't start. And when you consider that, he's a good shout. Either the Sunderland players might be tired and he will come in, or he starts from the onset. Kai Havertz is a good shout to get on the score sheet. And my last pick is Mbeumo for Manchester United against Spurs. I mean, Spurs are terrible on the road, and Manchester United will look to carry on their, in quotes, manager bounce. And I think Mbeumo should be able to get on the score sheet, at least in my opinion. Anyways, Victor, any bold opportunity to take advantage of?
I'm going back to the Wolves v Chelsea game for this one, and I've got Chelsea to win on a minus 1.0 Asian handicap. It's at 220. It's a no-brainer to me. I don't believe there's any scenario in which Chelsea do not win this game. And then this line, this particular thing makes a lot of sense. Win by 1 goal and it's a push. Just take it. Win by 2 and you land these great odds. Chelsea have won all of the last 4 head-to-heads, with 3 of those coming by 2 or more goals. Also, if you look at Wolves, the last 2 games, 2 losses, both by 2 goals against City and against Bournemouth. I don't think it will be much different against Chelsea.
Interesting. Well, for me, the bold opportunity here is that, everybody expects Manchester United to beat Spurs. Based on their recent form, they beat City, they beat Arsenal and whatnot. For me, I see something different. I see I see a similar repeat to what happened at City with Spurs. I see Spurs getting something out of that game. Either they draw or they even win, but I see Spurs getting something to the surprise of everyone.
You know
But
Max is listening, right?
I know, of course, exactly the point, exactly why I'm saying it. I see Spurs getting something out of that game. I can't just help but see it that way. But yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. Anyways, we'll talk more about that fixture in another preview. But that's all we have for this video. Our predictions for game week 25. It promises to be exciting. We'll see after the game week how accurate we were.